Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to look at people that go face to face with these fraudulent daycare centers that these Somalians got set up, where they have collected millions of dollars. And, of course, it's not the mainstream news, because they don't do no work. So it's a young guy. I think he's like 23 years old, Nick Shirley. He's going from place to place and confronting these Somalians on all the fraud they're committing. And just watch how they react to him. Just watch how they react to him because he's calling them out. And Somalians are arrogant. They act like they're not supposed to be called out on nothing. And they're just going into all this song and dance about its racism. You committed a fraud. And on top of that, y'all been lying about a lot of stuff. Do you know the majority of them don't work? But they have been online talking about Black Americans or FBAs are lazy, and those mofos don't even work. And they've been talking about the single mothers. There's a ton, listen to me now, a ton of single mothers in the Somalian community, especially up there in Minnesota. There's a lot of Somalian women that are not married and they got children. Lots of them. Okay. So, I mean, talk about projecting. That's all they've been doing. But yeah, they don't work. They're just hanging out in the streets and scamming and scheming and doing all kinds of stuff to get money. So when they tell you, oh, you're just mad that we got this in one generation. No, because you're scamming. That's how you got it in one generation. You didn't get that from getting up and working no job. You got that from stealing and scamming and mooching off of the government. But you're trying to get in our face and trying to make everybody believe it's hard work. Y'all ain't done no hard work since you've been in the land. All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
And I know that this is going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a fuck. Go get your Somalian sisters over in Minnesota yelling at people and cussing them out because they're getting caught for fraud in full hijab. This is telling people they don't like them because their skin is white in full hijab. Kicking people off the property at a mosque because they're investigating allegedly at the mosque in Minnesota. It's mostly a Somalian community. So they were basically reports from Somalian women that they were enforcing Sharia law at the mosque in Minnesota. So the government went in to investigate. However, it was not founded. But also none of the Somalian women or the community will speak. But when these people go there and ask if they can put their kids in daycares, they are met with the utmost resistance. The Somalian community is being very disrespectful. There's hundreds of videos online in full hijab. I just want to ask them there, all the people want to know is where did the billions of dollars go? I'm sorry, I got on here and said 3 million before. It's over that. It's 100 million. They said it's almost in the billions, the fraud in Minnesota from the Somalian community. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? Because there's people right now in New Jersey and in the United States that cannot get childcare because you guys are siphoning $100 million from the government. for a daycare Ponzi scheme. One of the daycares now, we did do some research, one of the daycares was shut down. They had hella strikes against them for negligence to children and whatever, one of the Somalian daycares. So the state shut them down. They all have crazy violations at these daycares, even the ones that are still open. But don't worry, I'm going to do my own investigative work today. I'll be calling those daycares to see if I can enroll my children, to see if there's really kids there, to see if they're really operating as a daycare. All right, thanks for having me. So let me ask y'all what y'all would rather us call this specific sector group of people. I mean, we could call them what they really are, and the word is criminal. The word is criminal. That's what the word is. The word is criminal. Whether it's Somali, whether it's black, whether it's white, whether really what they are is criminals. So if the Somali community is in an uproar about, oh, it's not all Somali. Nobody's saying that it's all Somalian. You guys know I advocate for what's right on here. I said that already. It's not all Somalians. This is just a sector, a group of people that they classified, and their ethnicity happens to be, the nationality happens to be Somalian. But what would y'all rather them be called? Because really the government's doing what it's got to do. You're innocent until proven guilty. Nobody's calling them a criminal. Nobody's even charged them. All we're saying is there's an investigation. Nobody has answers to the questions. But really what the people are criminals. So would y'all prefer for us to say a group of criminal Somalians from Minnesota ran a fraud scheme, probably connected to Amy Brock, allegedly, since they all 74 people work for her. I'm just asking, what would make y'all feel better? Because in my community of people, nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. If they say 3 African-American men have been apprehended for the unaliving in a gang assault, y'all are mad that they put 3 African-American men. What the problem is in our communities, y'all are mad about the wrong shit. Because what they could have put was 3 black murderers, but they didn't do that. Either way, what I'm saying here is y'all are never happy. What would y'all prefer? Because the real name is criminal. In my communities, y'all be mad about the wrong shit. Let's focus on the fact that they called us black. Let's not focus on the fact that there's been 600 gang assaults by the same group of people. Like, what?
It's fine wine, honey, your Mississippi auntie, cousin, or friend, baby, whichever you choose. So let me get this straight about our 23-year-old Nick Shirley out here in these Minnesota streets. 23-year-old Nick Shirley gonna be the one to get out here and single-handedly expose all the fraud going on with the daycares in Minnesota. This guy is single-handedly out here getting some public documents and got his iPhone, and he out here exposing the daycare scams that are funneling channels for fraud. All with an iPhone. Why is he single-handedly doing a better job on this investigation than anybody in our government? He out here this weekend working overtime. And now what's being seen clearly is with the fraud that's going on in all these different agencies, the social service agencies, the daycare agencies, it's being made clear that this is not just regular fraud. It is organized crime with local government political protection. Daycares are normally regularly audited. From state to state, it may vary, but they do get audited. So how is it that Nick Shirley is rolling up to all of these supposed daycares that are supposed to have enrolled kids upwards of 90 to 150 kids at a time, and none of them have any kids in them, and they refuse to open their doors for business and for questioning. Now we're seeing how billions of dollars were pocketed in this fraud scheme. There is no accountability. And that's precisely because the government is in on it. Even the police are in on it. Did you see the one police escort Nick Shirley away from the premises? Baby, he getting a cut of it too. Guaranteed. And baby, we need the investigation to speed up a little bit so that we can get some traction on Ilhan Omar going back to wherever she came from. Yeah, honey, Tim Watson allowed them people to come in and set up shop, and they got a whole Ponzi scheme going on up there. But the real question is anybody going to be arrested? Anybody going to be prosecuted? Because it's good that this stuff is coming out now, but awareness cannot be the stopping point.
Yeah, this is a message to the Somalian community. I don't know if y'all think we supposed to sit back and just watch y'all have all these brick or mortar buildings and stuff like that with fake ass services and shit, like daycare and insurance and shit like that, and then you provide jack shit to the fucking community. You're not providing nothing to the community. Y'all be arguing up and down this app, acting like, well, what are you gonna do if the migrants? What are you gonna do when there's no more migrants here to help you? Help with what? That's a clear example. Y'all are stealing and frauding millions of fucking dollars, and you're not giving back into the communities of Minnesota. You're fucking stealing. So if all of you guys leave, that'll be space for somebody to actually operate a business that provides services, and not just Somali people, but fucking everybody. You got this white boy walking around fucking Minnesota and shit like that, like exposing y'all, and y'all are rejecting him from daycare services for his kid, and you're calling them out for being white. You can't discriminate against somebody based off their fucking race, especially a fucking white man. And then you just taking millions of fucking dollars, and you think we're supposed to just sit here and be like, oh, that's cool. That's our tax money going down the drain. Y'all are fucking cooked.
This Somali money laundering scandal that's happening right now in Minnesota has to be one of the biggest political scandals in American history. You can't tell me no different. The fact that we have all of this information and nobody is still held accountable is diabolical as hell to me. It's so sad that a damn YouTuber, a journalist, and not taking anything from him, because Nick Shirley, you're doing a hell of a job, son. But you're telling me that this man has more information and doing a better investigation than the FBI themselves. Better yet, Elon Musk, you were doing a hell of a job in Doge. At least that's what they told us, and I was with you. But how the hell did you miss this? Because this is absolutely fucking mind-blowing that some of us are out here working so damn hard, and all of our hard-earned money and all of our taxpayer money is going to a goddamn money laundering scheme. You got to be out of your mind. At this point, this shit has nothing to do with politics. This is a fucking criminal organization, and you cannot tell me that Kamala Harris did not know what she was doing when she fucking picked Tim Walz as her VP. This shit was never about the people. It was about the paper that her ass planned on getting once they got up in that damn office. This shit needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed effective immediately. At this point, we need to just knock all this shit over, because it's obviously the government ain't doing shit for us, but taking over us and taking from us, okay? And
now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
don't open up.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million over
Don't
the
open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up.
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up, it's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a
State of
child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud.
The Somalian community in Minnesota is so cooked. This like the worst PR any group of people can ever get. This YouTuber called Nick Shirley linked up with another dude who's already been investigating fraud in the Somalian community in Minnesota. And they exposed $100 million in fraud from the Somalian community. They so cooked, this video here went so viral that the president of the United States reacted to this.
There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks.
I don't think this is a political issue. I think this is an issue of some really bad actors ruining for everybody.
Indeed, no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Yeah. Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. Hello, can we speak? Yeah. I would like to check a child in the daycare. Why? Can I speak to a manager?
Like if you're running a legitimate business and you have nothing to hide, if somebody comes and wants to register their kids to come to the daycare, I think the least you would have is an application, right? Like you would have an application, okay, here, fill this out and bring it back. The fact that there's no application, they're acting.
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's.
So why are you asking us about
the fraud? Like yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joe's fraud.
And it's not fair, it's not okay to categorize all Somalians as scammers and fraudsters due to the actions of a few. It's not okay to treat all Somalians poorly due to the actions of a few. But when you have the president of the United States responding back and sensationalizing it and vilifying all Somalians, that's going to trickle down, right? That's going to have other people now treat Somalians poorly. That's going to have other people now think it's okay to be prejudiced and racist towards Somalians.
Latest viral story is of Nick Shirley exposing the fraud that's going on in Minnesota. I lived through this story before, so I'm here to burst everybody's bubble. You see, you want people to get held accountable. You want the fraudsters behind bars. You want your money back. I'm always the bad guy laughing. I don't like that, man. But I'm here to tell you that ain't nothing gonna happen. You see, that is the way the system is designed, okay? They made out with the loot. You guys calling these Somalis low IQ and all of that. Meanwhile, they just ran y'all pockets for $9 billion. Now, if you ask me, the person with the loot is the smart one, and you still broke. Damn. And this is what I mean. Like the most illest things I ever heard was when someone said, get rich first and philosophize after. You see, the Somalis, they got rich first. They came here, they didn't ask all these questions. They ain't make all these excuses. They went and raided the place and got y'all for $9 billion, man. So y'all could boo-hoo, cry me a river. Oh my God, DOJ, FBI, do your jobs. Ain't nothing gonna happen. The Democrats enabled it. They made out with the loot already. They applying for 26. Man, good luck with that though.
So there is a $1 billion fraud scheme going on in Minnesota involving daycares, but you guys, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's get into it. So let me bring you up to speed. So this independent journalist and YouTuber by the name of Nick Shirley goes to Minnesota and exposes hundreds of daycares that get federal funding, like millions of dollars, but have no kids at all. And you guys, it is so bad and it's so blatant. He goes to this daycare center that's supposed to say Quality Learning Center, but it says Leering Center. And mind you, this place has no windows. It looks like a prison, and the only door you do see, it's completely blacked out. Now, the Leering Center has been hit with 95 violations between 2019 and 2023, but has still received over $7 million. Oh, but it gets worse, you guys. So another place he visited called Sweet Angel Childcare used to have a number, but it doesn't anymore. I found a video where they called the number, and guess where it goes to? Tim Walz. Tim Walz's office, you guys, and I had to test this theory myself to verify.
The office of Governor Tim Walz and Lieutenant Governor.
And let's not forget, he said this, where he said Minnesota's economy does not work without child care providers, so we're giving them a raise. We're all sure of that now. Now, with all these daycares not having any children, it is imperative to note that 3,000 to 4,000 kids per year go missing in Minnesota, but that's another rabbit hole for another day. But it gets even weirder. Do you guys remember this Minnesota lawmaker by the name of Melissa Hortman?
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and
who was the only Democrat who voted against Minnesota Care, which cuts the funding for healthcare for illegals. Well, guess what? She was murdered. Oh, it's all starting to make sense now, doesn't it? And mind you, they never caught the killer who they said was impersonating a cop who had a police cruiser, but it smells like an inside job. Now, I'm getting hundreds of DMs to look into other states because they said Ohio's even worse. I mean, can anybody tell me why this daycare center in Columbus, Ohio is located at a smoke shop? And here's another one for good measure with blacked out windows, just this truck in front with no other cars, no play place, nothing. And not to mention, there's over 500 daycares in Washington that have no physical address at all. So there's that. I mean, it really makes you wonder how Kamala Harris raised $1 billion in 3.5 months with Tim Walz being her running mate. And it's pretty full circle because she did try to pay me off in this email during election time with that allegedly dirty money. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, because I'm doing a deeper dive on all this, but let me know what you guys think below.
So you mean to tell me you went all the way to Minnesota just to pocket watch? And then on top of that, put out misinformation? But that's what I'll be saying, like, bro, like y'all say, like, this is getting out of hand, bro. We will not accept this. We will not tolerate this in the state of Somalia. I'm sick of these people, bro. I'm sick and tired of them, bro. They stay hating on us, bro. For what, bro? Like, leave us alone.
Hold up. You've got to hear this one. From the ongoing Minnesota exposure fraud. This woman defends the question daycare setups Nick Shirley's visited. The ones that are empty, getting huge funding. Instead of answers, she labels the guy asking about kids a pedophile.
Demanding to see children that are not yours at a daycare so you can record them is a level of pedophilia that has yet to be talked about.
Classic move to flip the script and dodge the real issue. Where's the money going if services aren't happening? Nick's pushing for transparency amid the massive scandal. Awareness is building. Raids are hitting. Keep sharing so accountability catches up everywhere.
You won't touch me.
I don't touch you.
Boy, go away here. Go away home. Okay, don't follow me.
You scam. Pickpocket. Scam.
A major update in Nick Shirley's daycare fraud investigation. A daycare in Minnesota claimed it could accommodate 74 children and allegedly collected $126 million in taxpayer funding. But when journalist Nick Shirley showed up, there were no children, no parents, only empty rooms. Nick personally visited multiple taxpayer-funded daycare centers across Minnesota and tried to enroll his own son. Not one accepted him. Staff refused to explain anything. Every question got the same answer. I don't know. One so-called daycare couldn't even spell the word learning, yet it still received millions in public money. Another location mentioned in the investigation reportedly received around $1.9 million in 2025, but investigators found it empty during the site visit. Officials now say arrests have already started, and behind the scenes, some suspects are reportedly cooperating with investigators, trying to reduce charges, trying to cut deals, trying to make this disappear quietly. The anger online is simple. This money was meant to help children, to help working families, to support real childcare. Instead, it allegedly flowed into private pockets. This isn't just fraud, it's damage. Because every dollar stolen by a fake daycare is a dollar a real child never received. What do you think?
All right. I mean, isn't it amazing how it took somebody from YouTube to go from one daycare to the next to expose these people? All they got. So that's all you got to do in Minnesota. Just be Somalian, because you know if it was us, they wouldn't give you 1 red cent. Be Somalian, find some little empty building you can rent and claim a bunch of children are there and send that to the government, and the government will send you millions of dollars of taxpayer money. No questions asked. Nobody inspecting to see if what you're saying is legit. Nothing. Just fork over the money. But I bet if one of us set up a daycare right now and say, we got and really have children there, they would deny you funding. It's just unbelievable. They did not spare one expense when it came down to these immigrants. But every time it's us, they gonna need to do a study. They gonna need to do. How come you don't do no studies on them before you give them money? Boy, this country is ass backwards. It really, truly is. But this is how it is. And you know what? And you Somalians, y'all really need to get off of these videos because you're really not helping your cause. You're making things worse. And y'all ain't doing nothing but saying the same old tired ass thing. Not all Somalians, not all Somalians, not all Somalians. Every single video. Yeah, but not all Somalians. I mean, just get off of the damn videos. In fact, go home. Go home. Nobody want to hear all of that. So, y'all, this place is a trip. So I got another live coming up at 3:45. And this one is on Nicki Minaj. It looked like a judge is getting ready to take her mansion. She is getting ready to lose a $20 million mansion because she owed a judgment for a past lawsuit and she never made good on that judgment. So this judge said they're getting ready to confiscate her $20 million mansion. So apparently she got sued by a security guard. The security guard won. And she never paid him. So they're getting ready to rip away her mansion. So we'll get into that at 3:45 today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. And I will see you at 3:45, family. Shalom.